Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookie Monsters. My name is PK, and today is Thursday, March the 14th, and we're almost to the end of the work week, which is a good thing. Oh, there it is. Oy. Good morning, Elena. How are you doing? And you knew I was going to ask. You are great. That is fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. That is a good start to the day. All righty. Well, today being Thursday, we are going to be looking at fantasy and science fiction. There's never a whole lot. There it is. You might just have to muscle through and cross fingers that the internet is not being continues to be wonky. Perfect timing, right? Good morning, Mary. Hope you are all doing great. Hope you're doing great too. It is muscle through, guys. Um, our receptionist is going to be out today. Her father-in-law passed away over the weekend, and so she is taking today. Good morning, Deborah. How are you doing? I'm freezing. Yep, but we will muscle through. If it gets to be too much, we're to see. You, Elena. I'm glad you are here. Come on, internet. Figure it out. Figure it out. Deborah says, I'm good going with my son to the audiologist today. Oh, hope that goes well. I know my internet lately, it just keeps going wonky. So we'll just see what we can do today. We are looking at fantasy and science fiction. And once I'm on these book pages, I can't see the screen for the feed. So hopefully we can just keep on going through this. So the first one here is So Black. This is Fair Folk #1 by Lyra Salim. Set in a world of perilous magic and moonlit forests, this seductive romantic fantasy tells the story of a defiant changeling, her cursed sister, and the dangerous Fey Lord she must defeat to save her family. In a kingdom where magic has been lost, Fia is a rare changeling, left behind by the wicked fair folk when they stole the High Queen's daughter and retreated behind the locked gates of Tirnanog. Most despised most despise Fia's fey blood, but the queen raises her as a daughter and trains her to be a spy. Meanwhile, the real princess Ila is bound to Tirnanog, cursed to become a swan by day and only returning to her true form at night. When a hidden gate to the realm is discovered, Fia is tasked by the queen to retrieve the princess and break her curse. But she doesn't go alone. With her is Prince Rogan, Fia's dearest childhood friend and Ila's betrothed. As they journey through the forest of the folk, where magic winds through the roots of the trees and beauty can be a deadly illusion, Fia's mission is complicated by her feelings for the Irian must be more monster than man, but he seems to understand Fia in a way no one ever has. Soon, Fia begins to question the truth of her mission, but time is running out to break her. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. It is being wonky today. Sorry about that, guys. You don't need to see me this big. Well, let's just muscle through. Maybe it's worked itself out. Apologize for that, guys. What a bother. It's not even Mercury retrograde. What is happenings? All right. Anyway, probably missed a whole lot of what this book is about, but it is based on Celtic mythology. A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. Well, if this is the worst thing that happens today, I am okay with that. All right. Again, once I'm on this page reading it, I can't see what's going on the screen here, so we'll just cross our fingers and keep going. Sunbringer, a novel. It's second book in the Fallen Gods by Helen Kaner. It's probably pronounced differently. Return to the world of Godkiller. When Midrin falls to the gods, your kind will be the first to die. And good morning to you. Gods are forbidden in the kingdom of Midrin, but now they are stirring, whispering of war. Godkiller Kissin sacrificed herself to vanquish the fire god Seth, who murdered her family and endangered her friends. But gods cannot be destroyed so easily, and Seth's power threatens to reform with even greater strength in the thirst for vengeance. As tension rises throughout the land, the kingdom needs its god killer more than ever. Still reeling from the loss of Kissin, young noble Inara and her little god of white lies, Skedi, have set out to discover more about the true nature of their bond. As the divide between gods and humans widens, Inara and Skedi will uncover secrets that could determine the fate of the war to come. Meanwhile, Elogast, no longer a loyal knight of King Aaron, has been tasked with killing the man he once called friend. The king vowed to eradicate all gods throughout the land, but has now entered into an unholy pact with the most dangerous of them all, and where his heart once beat, a god now burns. Well, all right. Looks like you have a busy day with receptionist being out. Good luck. Thank you. It will be okay. It's just going to be a long day, but that's okay. I have the sprints tonight to look forward to, which reminds me, I didn't do the announcements. We do have sprints tonight at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern, and I typically start a little bit earlier than 6:05. I had set that time as to give a little extra leeway in winter weather, but we are moving into better weather, and I'm able to get home sooner, and I pass on those savings to you guys. So yes, sprints tonight for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book. I'm currently reading 5 books, so I need to be reading. All right. Those Beyond the Wall by Micaiah Johnson. That's the second time I've come across the name Micaiah. Must be a new name. I see her in the mornings when I stop and get groceries. And it is pronounced Micaiah. A searing sci-fi thriller about a woman reckoning with her past to solve a series of sudden and inexplicable deaths in the face of a coming apocalypse. Cool. In Ashtown, a rough-and-tumble desert community, the Emperor rules with poisoned claws and an iron fist. He can't show any sign of weakness as the neighboring Wiley City has spent lifetimes beating down the people of Ashtown and would love nothing more than its downfall. There's only one person in the desert the Emperor can fully trust, and her name is Scales. Scales is the best at what she does, keeping everyone and everything in line. As a skilled mechanic and an even more skilled fighter, when she needs to be, Scales is a respected member of the Emperor's crew who's able to keep things running smoothly. But the fragile peace Scales helps to maintain is fractured when a woman is mangled and killed before her eyes. Even more incomprehensible, there doesn't seem to be a murderer. When more bodies start to turn up, both in Ashtown and in the wealthier walled-off Wiley City, Scales is tasked with finding the cause and putting an end to it by any means necessary. To protect the people she loves, she teams up with a frustratingly by-the-books partner from Ashtown and a brusque but brilliant scientist from the city, delving into both worlds to track down an invisible killer. But the answers Scales finds are bigger than she ever could have imagined, leading her into the brutal heart beneath Wiley City's pristine facade and dredging up secrets from her own past that she would rather keep hidden. If she wants to save the world from the earth-shattering truths she uncovers, she can no longer remain silent, even if speaking up costs her everything. Even my TV is wonky today. You know, maybe it's sun activity. We are very reliant on our electronic stuff working. I mean, I could get by. I have books. It's just frustrating when you're trying to do live streaming. The Siege of Burning Grass by Premi Mohammed. A stunning meditation on war, nationalism, violence, and courage. The empires of Varkal and Madariz have always been at war. Alafret, the founder of Varkal's pacifist coffee resistance, was bombed and maimed by his own government, locked up in a secret prison and tortured by a visionary scientist. Now they're offering him a chance of freedom. Ordered to infiltrate one of that place's flying cities, obeying the bloodthirsty zealot Kudur, he must find fellow anti-war activists in the enemy's population and provoke them into an uprising against their rulers. He should refuse to serve the warmongers, but what if he could end this pointless war once and for all? Is that worth compromising his own morals and the principles of his fellow resistance members? Sounds kind of heavy. The Oathbreaker's Daughter. That's what I'm thinking. I just want to see the weather. Possible rain today. There's been a lot of big sun activity lately, so you're probably onto something there. Could be. Can't do anything about the sun. And mostly we want to see it. The Oathbreaker's Daughter by Martin Paris, first in the Dragon Knights of Naria. Oh, they're throwing out all kinds of big names to get you to read this. If you love the dragons of Fourth Wing and Aragon with the classic world building of Mercedes Lackey and Brandon Sanderson, you'll love this book. But it's less than 300 pages. How are we going to love it? We're used to 700-page minimum in our epic fantasies. You are a girl, a young woman. There has never been a woman dragon knight. When's the last time a woman was allowed to try? For 1,000 years, the Dragon Knights of Naria have maintained a steady peace between their nations and enforced the laws of their kings. A 20-year-old woman named Jenna has always believed herself destined to be one of the 25 Dragon Knights of Abria, just like her father before her. There's only one problem. She's a girl, and it is well known across the world that women are not strong enough to forge the link necessary to control the great beasts. But Jenna doesn't care. While other girls played and dreamed about boys, Jenna spent her childhood learning the bow, thank you, from her mother and the sword from a one-armed former protectress. It's the P words. Her chance has arrived. With the death of a dragon knight, his place in the Brotherhood must be filled. Jenna will prove to her mother Abrea and the world that she has the strength to fly. That is a good cover. I will give it that. Charmless. A Fantastic Fairy Tales book by Susan Carroll. If Ella Upton had any notion of the disasters awaiting her, she would never have got out of bed. We say that every day, honey. The morning after the royal ball, Ella enjoys blissful dreams of kissing Commander Horatio Crushington when she is rudely awakened by a clamor. Horrified, she discovers the one man she hoped to never see again banging on her front door. After snorting some pixie dust, excuse me? Prince Florian assaulted her at the royal ball. She only escaped his lustful advances by clobbering him. Ella hoped when the prince sobered up he'd forget all about her, but alas, here he is, declaring his undying devotion and insisting she must be his bride. Well, there's an interesting perspective on that story. Yeah, he's a stalker. Leave me alone. As arrogant as he is handsome, Florian refuses to take no for an answer. He pursues her everywhere, barraging her with flowers and love songs. She can't even do her marketing without him popping up to recite horrible poetry. It's enough to put a girl entirely off her turnips. Florian's ruthless courtship is more than a nuisance. He vows to fight any rival for her affections, and Ella knows the prince once maimed his own brother in a duel. What will Florian do if he ever discovers her love for Horatio? Ella's guilty secret already threatens their romance. The night of the ball, she broke into the king's treasury room and stole a magical orb for her closest friend, Malcolm Puckridge. Ella believed the orb was nothing more than a family heirloom belonging to Mal's grandfather. But if the orb is so harmless, why is the king's powerful wizard, the great Mercado, seeking to gain possession of it? Could the orb really be the key to an ancient legend about a long-lost prince? Well, who do you think is going to be that long-lost prince? The true heir to Arcady that would threaten Florian's claim to the throne? Somehow, Ella must uncover the truth before the mystery surrounding that orb destroys everything she holds dear, her family, her friend Mal, and especially her beloved Horatio. This is the second book in the series. And the first book is called Disenchanted. Those are very pretty covers. I will give it that. Dark Homecoming, a paranormal ghost romantasy. by Rosanna Leo. Third. Talking to ghosts? No problem. Bearing her soul to the living? Terrifying. Psychic medium and paranormal investigator Adelaide Dark has been communicating with the dead her whole life. Dealing with the living has always been harder. Bullied as a child because of her gifts, she struggles to trust as an adult. As for love, that's out of the question. Forget about it. Will Moran, first curator of the new Cabbagetown Museum in Toronto, is still reeling from the death of a family member. Feeling tremendous responsibility to do a good job and obsessed with work, he has no need to date. Adelaide and Will are drawn to each other from the first second of their chance meeting in an old cemetery, but Adelaide is horrified that the handsome curator is being followed by a dead woman. That's not the only paranormal activity in the area. Cabbagetown seems suddenly overrun by ghosts, and Adelaide needs Will's help to fix it. As they investigate the hauntings, Will and Adelaide struggle with temptation. With each kiss, their will to fight weakens. Fight it weakens. Yeah, you get it. But the real battle is just beginning. Adelaide will have to use every talent in her psychic arsenal if she wants to save the man she loves from the horrific fate hanging over him. Now there's a romance cover. But he has no eyes. Okay, that's freaky. Duh. Now that I see it, I can't unsee it. First book in this series is Dark Passion. Look, he has glasses on, and he's staring at her forehead. I love your forehead. Okay. Empire of the Damned. This is another big one I've heard people talk about. You know, I'm out. It's about vampires. Empire of the Vampires, second in this. Oh, we wasted so much time. We'll give it a little bit extra to go through this one because I know people who have read the first one and love it. From a holy cup comes holy light. The faithful hand sets world alight, and in the seven martyrs' sight, mere man shall end this endless night. Gabriel de Leon has saved the Holy Grail from death, but his chance to end the endless night is lost. Drawn into an uneasy alliance with the mysterious vampire Leith, Gabriel must now deliver the Grail to ancients of the blood Asani and learn the truth of how Day's death might be finally undone. But the last Silver Saint faces peril within and without, pursued by terrors of the Blood Voss, drawn into warfare between the Blood Divok and Dusk Dancers of the Frozen Highlands. I just feel like I've just been saying sometimes the world building, if you're just looking at it from the outside like this, you're just like, these are just words. And ravaged by his own rising bloodlust, Gabriel may not survive to see the Grail learn her truth. And that truth may be too awful for any to imagine. 736 pages of that. We ran out of time, but we'll take a quick look at covers. I didn't think there'd be enough books, but because of the sunspot issues, I guess, we don't have time. So there's Jump Knots by Xiao Jingfang. The Dominion by Galen Fries. And The Hedge Witch of Foxhall by Anna Bright. Maybe we'll take, if we remember. Here's The Dominion. Here's The Hedge Witch of Foxhall. If we remember, maybe we'll take a look at these tomorrow. Holy moly. That was a struggle. Sorry about that. Well, but that is... Do I detect a touch of hysteria? Yes, there was. What was I watching? I was watching some kind of clip last night, and I nearly got into a laughing attack. I don't know. I think I was hysterical. Oh my goodness, but we made it through, and that is what real live streaming is about. This is not a professional or edited show, as you can tell. We'll see you shortly at Rosanna's, but I have to go in and substitute. Oh, at the Friends of the Library books. Oh man, that sounds like fun. I'll swap you. So I can't stay the full time. Yeah. Yeah, I feel badly, but I'd be doing it to Randy too. With no service manager this week, and with receptionist out a couple times. I have to jump in and out of her show, so I feel badly when I do that. Thanks, BK. This was sort of fun today. Not your fault, but nonetheless, I appreciate that. Thank you. And like I say, I don't edit this, so when I repost it, you'll see all the bumps along the way. Thank you guys so much for sticking it out and for watching. Hope you have a very good Thursday. Be safe, be happy, read good books, and as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.